Hello and welcome to a smerdp video, and today we are looking at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 104. And I've got to say, this was a really good issue, and I know that I've not started talking about it, but I really enjoyed it. So this is written by Melissa Flores, colors by Fabian Rao, illustrations by Kef and Simona, and letters as always done by Ed Dukeshire. Now, the artwork in here is absolutely stunning. Just take it out slightly just so you can see the full page. It is absolutely done slightly. Now, the story begins with Rita trying to break Matt, and she tries to explain the journey that she goes on to get to where she is now. And she says, look how easy they left you. Look how easy it is that you've been left to rot. And, explain to me why you feel the need to be reminded of your worth, etc. So she's trying to play on the fact that he is not one of the Star Rangers. He is just in the background. He's not important to them. He has just been left, and it's great. So first of all, we begin with Rita's journey. So it begins with a certain space pirate approaching her dumpster. But in the meantime, we get this. Melissa must be a fan of Ryan Parrott as well as the show, because she's clearly read the Go-Go Power Rangers run. She goes back and takes little snippets of many issues where, and Power Rangers Unlimited as well, where it showed first of all how Rita was turned to the dark side, etc. What happened between her mom and parent and father, as well as all the servants and creatures that she brought into this beautiful universe. And this spread is absolutely amazing. However, she is still betrayed by Zed as a failure to her father and to Dark Specter overall. Now we also see a moment here where Master Vile gives her his general, and Zed expects her to conquer 1,000 words in his name. So I thought that bit was a bit intriguing and worth noting, because I don't think that's been mentioned how that part came about, because if she was Master Vile's daughter, you would have thought she would have been right up there with Master Vile, so to speak. So when Divatox releases, and this is a young Divatox, look how young she is, and look how the crew look a little bit young. She releases Rita Repulsa, and first of all, Rita thanks her, but she says, I'm not to be thanks. There's a lot of money to be made out of you. However, Rita goes on the offenses, and Edgar wants to interfere. She's like, no, we'll return you to Gamma Vile, her father. We don't want to disappoint Daddy Dearest, which is great. And the great thing about this is all these little things play into things that we've seen on screen. So, for example, Divatox's payment is to find her monster, where he is, etc., Malagor. So he sort of sets her on this path to go there. However, we know that journey takes place in Turbo a lot later on, so there's perhaps room for a story there, etc. So even though Rita Repulsa was not able to be a vessel, Master Vile believes he has found the ultimate vessel, Alpha 1. Much to Rita's, it's a robot. Have you gone mad? And he says, no, it doesn't have a soul. It's uncorruptible, etc. I can go I'm going to present this at the ceremony. We also learn a little bit about Rito. First of all, he says that he was ultimately unworthy. However, she reminds him he classified his own bones not sure if I've said that correctly, and I'll be honest with you, I honestly don't know what that means. I'd have to look that up at some point. Perhaps I should have done that before I actually said the word. And then she says, you fried half his brain, and he's a nitwit because of you. So that's why he is the way he is in terms of brain, because, you know, he's out of shell. Could have easily been, well, this is how he looks, etc. But his brain is damaged. He's brain damaged. Hence why he is the way he is. And he says things like, hey, Ed. So, moving on. So, Rita talks to Alpha, and they sort of reminisce how scary Alpha 1 was, and how they remember each other. And Alpha's goal is to destroy her and the reign of terror that she did. And she also sort of mocks him in a way and this is Rita starting to manipulate him. She mocks him in a way of, you know what you mean to my father. You are nothing but an empty husk. You won't get Dark Specter's power. He will be inside of you. You've created one master who fails you for another one, sort of thing. Are you that damaged, etc.? You're worth more than that. You know, is this worth dying for? So she's starting to once again manipulate Alpha 1, who is pivotal to Master Vile's plans. So dinner begins, and Divadox calls Rita her original name, Frida, and she reminds her it's Rita. And they talk about why do they think this is going to be successful, but you know, it is a fool anyway. We also get this moment about the Zeo crystal, and she also mentions you have to be pure of heart to reach it, and Rita says his father's quite a fool for that, so to speak. So they mention little key moments, because Master Vile has always been interested in the Zeo crystal because of its power, and it makes perfect sense. So Rita carries on her manipulation of Alpha 1, and Alpha's one goal is to achieve it by any means, and that's by getting this power. And Rita says, at the cost of your soul, you know, consider power you can have by my side rather than that. It's nice to see the likes of Dark Honda, a young Dark Honda, a mercenary, defending this holy ground where Dark Specter resides in, and they've had numerous conversations, and they sort of, you know, Rita's ready to take him out, but he says, you've come here to fail again, etc. So it's nice there. Now Master Vile, after centuries, finally feels he has the right vessel, and he presents it, Alpha 1. He is strong, loyal, willing, devoid of spirit and consciousness. And he says, a robot? So clearly this is a vessel that he's just resided in until he gets a more powerful one. That's how I've looked at this. He says, I've tolerated you for decades, and, you know, etc. Then Rita steps up. She says, are you really going to repay him for his failure after failure? It's an insult. He's unworthy of the name Vile. And then, obviously, Master Vile calls her a traitor's thing. And then she reminds her, my mother saved me, and she knew I was destined for greater things, bigger things than you. And then Dark Specter points out, well, you can't be my vessel. And she says, oh, I don't want to be your vessel either. She wants to be the new General Vile. However, Master Vile, so they start attacking each other. And it begins with what she suffered. She says what she suffered quite quickly. And then, Master Vile is clearly the more powerful at this point. However, Rita has a Trojan horse, which is Alpha 1, which stabs in the back. And it took Rita 10,000 years to get to this point. You know, in human lives, you maybe get, you sometimes, some people never get there, but at some point, some people find that they find what they're good at, they find what they love, and they realize, I'm worthy of this life. And that's what Rita's journey is. She is worthy to be Mistress Vile, etc. So, next up is, she's Mistress Vile, quite simple, but she also believes that she can get the Zeo crystal. She says she's been infused with Morphin Grid energy, and she believes she can access the Zeo crystal. Oh, she's going to use it to access the Zeo crystal, which is what we've seen already. And that was something that I was questioning in the last issue. I thought that only good guys could access it, but clearly she managed to infuse that in there. Now, I can't remember the Morphin Grid energy bit. Maybe that was in Power Rangers Unlimited. I would have to go back and read it. It was a while back, etc. I'm sorry, I felt like it was too bright there, and now it's a little bit too dark. And she also has a warrior, pure of heart, that she is going to bring back as his vessel. So I'm hoping you're starting to understand where this is leading, if you haven't already figured it out already. So Mistress Vile is born, and she is told not to fail. And we get an Alpha 1 who now sees the gray off things. He's not seeing the black or white, the black being evil, the white being good, because that's what he was taught by Zordon. And she says that's how Zordon sees it. That's why he causes all the suffering, etc. And you know, this is one of the theories at the moment, is that Zordon isn't the good guy. And I mean, we've seen moments of that in Power Rangers for a long time, etc. And it's great. I love that sort of thing, that he's not essentially just the good guy. He does make mistakes, etc. And that's what makes us love these characters, right? That's what makes them better to us, because he's not just the Zordon who gave guidance and was a good guy. You know, giving him a bit more depth gives a lot more. So I'm looking to see how that plans out, etc. So they've come to get this creature, which I'm presuming is the one from that we've been seeing her fight with, but I'm still not sure on the origins there, so I'm hoping that happens in the next issue. And then we go back. Yes, that is right. She says to Matt, I can help you. You've been discarded, left behind. You are powerless. Despair. Wouldn't you like to be enough? And it's perfect. It is perfect. She is manipulating this time Matt, just like she did Alpha 1. She's playing to he's weak. She sees his weakness, what he feels. She understands it, and it's been obvious ever since the Rangers were Power Rangers, in going back as far as Go, and even when he became the Green Ranger, he's always felt on the outside. Even when he's sort of been on the inside, he's been on the outside, and he's never felt good enough. He's never felt worthy, and he's never felt like he belonged with them. So it's great. So is this how Dark Spectre comes about? Probably. And it's quite shocking. Great shocking, by the way, not bad shocking. I'm very, very excited for how this is panning out. So, but we will see. Will Matt actually be saved? Is there another vessel? Is that what happens to the other dude who's just turned up, who seems all powerful? Maybe it's that route. I don't know. I mean, we know that Dark Spectre ends up looking like a Malagor, so maybe he takes on one of those species. Who knows? So anyway, we'll keep on reading. I'm looking forward. Melissa is doing a fabulous job on this. The artwork was stunning this issue. Absolutely adored it. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you watching my videos. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, if you like my stuff. Thank you to those that are subscribed. I appreciate you folks a lot. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace the geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.